Digital Designer Designation, the podcast.
Ever watch a movie and the sound is so good, you feel like you're right there in the action?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Not just a good story, but like the sound pulls you in.
Right.
That's what we're diving into today. Dolby Atmos.
It's something else.
This is different from like our old surround systems. This is a whole new world.
Yeah, it really is a revolution in audio. Like, you know how most surround sound is stuck on channels?
Yeah.
So it's like sounds are assigned to specific speakers.
Mm.
Dolby Atmos, it's like it throws that out the window.
Okay, so less like a soundboard and more like what sounds are just floating around.
Yeah.
How does that even work? I'm really curious.
So imagine this, instead of channels, right, you have sound objects.
Okay.
Each sound like a gunshot or a bird chirping, even dialogue.
Huh.
It becomes independent.
Oh, wow.
And get this, there's metadata,
Oh.
which acts like a choreographer telling these objects where to go in a 3D space.
So each sound effect has its own GPS coordinates or something?
Exactly.
That's wild.
Well, think about a helicopter flying overhead in a movie scene. With Dolby Atmos, you don't just hear it pan from left to right.
Right.
The sound actually travels from, like, behind you, soars overhead, and then fades into the distance.
Wow.
It's about recreating how we hear in the real world, not just adding more noise.
I never thought about it like that. So it's not just about having more speakers. It's about putting sounds in specific places to copy how we naturally hear.
Exactly.
That's so clever.
And effective. They did this one study and found that Dolby Atmos actually increased viewers' heart rates and skin responses during, like, really suspenseful scenes.
Really?
Compared to just normal surround sound.
So it's not just marketing hype. There's actual science behind it.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, our brains are wired to respond to sound spatially.
That's so cool.
So when we hear something behind us, our instincts kick in.
Right, even if it's not real.
Even if we know it's just a movie.
Yeah.
Dolby Atmos, it taps into that and makes everything just more visceral.
But
you know, there's another layer to this.
okay.
The bed. You know, think of it as like the sonic backdrop for all those objects to move against.
Okay, so the bed is like the the ambience.
Yes.
What would be an example of that?
Okay, so imagine like the subtle hum of a spaceship engine in a sci-fi movie.
Okay.
Or distant city noises in a thriller.
Right.
That's the bed.
Gotcha.
It sets the mood, the atmosphere, and then you have the objects, like laser blasts or screeching tires, moving within that soundscape.
So it's like layers of sound
Yeah.
all working together to create this like crazy immersive experience.
You got it. And it's not just about cool sound effects.
Yeah.
It actually changes how we connect with what we're watching.
Okay, how so?
Think about a scene in the pouring rain.
Okay.
Dolby Atmos allows each raindrop to have its own distinct sound and trajectory.
Wow.
It could be hitting the pavement right next to you,
Uh-huh.
making the scene feel incredibly real.
Wow. Okay. I'm getting to the point where I need to look into getting one of these Dolby Atmos systems in my house.
Right.
But is this just something for movies?
No, not at all.
Okay.
It's changing how we listen to music, too.
Really?
Yeah, imagine putting on your headphones.
Okay.
And instead of the instruments being stuck, they're like all around you.
Huh.
Like a 3D concert in your head.
Well, hold on. 3D music? That's crazy. So I can feel like I'm standing in the middle of an orchestra.
Yeah, it's not that far off.
Wow.
Artists can use Dolby Atmos now to put instruments wherever they want in a virtual space. So you might have the drums behind you, vocals right in front, and then like a guitar solo that circles around you.
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
Yeah.
So it's not just about the music itself,
Right.
but how it's placed and like how it moves around the listener.
Exactly. It adds another dimension to musical storytelling.
Wow.
Have you ever like listened to a song and felt like you were inside the music? Like you were part of the performance?
Yeah.
Dolby Atmos takes that feeling to a new level.
That's so cool. Are there a lot of artists using this technology or is it still kind of new?
It's catching on fast. We're seeing big names in pop, rock, electronic music, even classical and jazz, all experimenting with Dolby Atmos.
Wow, so they're all trying it out.
Yeah, it's offering them like a new way to connect with their listeners, to create that truly immersive sonic experience.
That makes sense. And speaking of immersive experiences, we can't forget about gaming.
Oh, yeah.
I bet Dolby Atmos makes a huge difference there, too.
Oh, absolutely. Imagine you're playing a video game.
Okay.
And you can hear enemies sneaking up behind you.
Uh-huh.
Not just from the left or right speaker, but like slightly behind you and to the side, just like in real life.
Oh, wow.
Total game changer.
Yeah.
Literally.
That's insane. It's not just about knowing where your enemies are, though, right?
Right.
It's about making the game world feel more believable.
Exactly. Think about a game set in a jungle.
Correct.
With Dolby Atmos, you can hear the wind rustling through the trees all around you, the distant calls of animals, even raindrops hitting leaves.
It's like you're in the game.
Exactly. And as VR and AR become more sophisticated, the need for realistic 3D audio is more important than ever.
Right.
Dolby Atmos is in a unique position to deliver that.
That's so cool. It's like all these technologies are coming together to
Yeah.
create these crazy immersive experiences.
Yeah.
It's really exciting to see where it goes from here.
For sure.
But before we get ahead of ourselves,
Right.
what does Dolby Atmos actually mean for the everyday person? So it seems like Dolby Atmos is kind of changing what we expect when we watch something or listen to something.
Yeah, definitely.
Like imagine watching a movie now and the sound is just flat.
Right.
You'd be like, what's going on here? Is something broken?
Totally. Once you've heard what's possible with Dolby Atmos,
Right.
it's hard to go back.
Yeah.
And that's good. It means that people who make movies and music
Yeah.
and games have to actually put more effort into sound.
Yeah.
And that means we get a better experience.
It's like the difference between watching a movie on your phone
Yeah.
and seeing it in theaters.
Exactly.
Totally different.
And like, we wouldn't accept a blurry, low-resolution picture anymore.
Right.
So we shouldn't accept bad audio either.
Totally. And it's got to be exciting for creators, too. Like
Wow.
having all these new tools to work with.
It's a whole new world for them.
It's so cool. But like beyond all the tech stuff,
Right.
what does this really mean for us? For like our relationship with sound in general?
It's a great question. It goes way beyond just entertainment, you know? Think about how important sound is in our everyday lives. Like a song can bring back memories.
Totally.
The sound of rain can be so relaxing.
Yeah.
Dolby Atmos just takes all that and makes it stronger.
Huh.
It reminds us that sound has this power, you know,
Yeah.
to make us feel things,
Yeah.
to connect us, to make us really feel alive.
It's like we're rediscovering our ears in a way.
Yeah, exactly.
We're so used to sound being this flat thing, and
Yeah.
now it's like all around us.
Exactly. So next time you're out, pay attention to the sounds around you.
Okay.
See if you notice anything new. And the next time you watch a movie or play a game, really listen.
Yeah.
You might be surprised by what you hear.
That's awesome. Thanks for diving into this with me.
Oh, of course.
I learned so much. I'm going to go check out some Dolby Atmos stuff now.
You should.
I'm excited.